Hi, everybody. I am just trying to open up a PowerPoint for you to start talking about one of our topics, and it is being very interesting. So, give me 1 second and I will see why. This is weird. So, it keeps showing it. However, let me see if I can find it over here. All right, there we go. All right, so as you guys know, I am Mrs. Mariscalchi, and this is my first video with you. So the first topic that we're going to talk about is what is marketing, what's the breadth of marketing, and what is the marketing concept. Okay, so before we start, I want to have you think about how you would market yourself. So, suppose you had to market yourself as a student. What are your strengths? So, think about it. Some of you guys might say that you're organized. You also might say that you're independent. You might say that you're determined. Okay, those are all strengths of a student. Okay, in marketing worlds, companies are always trying to market their products. And so obviously they're going to highlight what their strengths are opposed to highlighting what their weaknesses might be. What are the negatives of the products? So, for example, I just finished drinking my Polar Seltzer. Okay, so when a company is trying to think about how they're going to market themselves, maybe on a TV commercial, they're obviously going to put it in a good light. So in other words, they're going to try to make the product seem as wonderful as it is. So it's flavorful, comes in many different flavors. It's 100% natural seltzer. There are no calories. So those are all the strengths of what Polar Seltzer is. It's refreshing, okay? So that's what companies try to do. So with that being said, I want to talk about what the objectives of this section are. So the objectives are, at the end, you should be able to describe what is the scope of marketing. Scope means from beginning to end, okay? Describe each marketing core function, which is actually kind of the scope of marketing, and then you should be able to explain the nature of the marketing concept, okay? So let's get going. So I'm not going to go over every slide, but basically I'm going to go over a few. These are the basically 4 vocab terms in this section that you should be able to kind of know, and if I say going forward, you should have an understanding of what they are. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is what is marketing. Okay, so marketing is the activities, so anything that a company does from the beginning to the end. Okay, the set of instructions, so in other words, how to use a product, because if a company isn't descriptive enough, people aren't going to know what the product actually does, okay? And the processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for the customer, okay? So I will go over each one of those with you in a few minutes, okay? So what can you market, okay? You can market actually 3 things. You can market ideas, you can market goods, and you can market services. So how do you market an idea? Think of the political campaigns right now, okay? You have Republican candidates and you have Democratic candidates. What they do is they give you what their ideas are for what they want to do if they are to be elected in November. So the way that we actually make the purchase, so to speak, of which candidate we want is we actually cast a vote, okay? Unlike goods and services, those are the products and the things that we get to enjoy. So a good is a product. So a product could be actually the Polar Seltzer. The product could also be something like a cell phone or even something as simple as a stapler. So with that being said, a product or a good is, and I said product and I apologize, but a product is both a good or a service. A good, though, is something that's tangible, meaning that you can touch it, okay? So tangible items that have a monetary value, okay? So this might have been 99 cents. Okay, so is the value worth the 99 cents? Do I get that much satisfaction out of it to pay $1 for a bottle of water? And actually, the answer is yes. So, with that being said, a phone, okay, when I'm ready for my upgrade, I can see the value in spending whatever I needed to spend. If I just wanted a new iPhone, I don't see the value in spending and selling $1,000. So what you're going to do is you're going to see the descriptions of each of those. They have to make the product worth the value for people to be able to buy it. Okay, so that's how they determine what their prices are. A service is something that's intangible. So it's the things that you go and do to satisfy your needs and wants. So Friday night, you haven't seen your friends in a while. You can't really do anything indoors, probably because of COVID, okay? However, you can do things outdoors. So you might decide to go to miniature golf. And so if you go miniature golfing, okay, the value that you'll get is the satisfaction that you receive. Did you have fun? Was it worth the money that you spent, okay? So a service is something that's rendered, meaning like a restaurant is a service industry. Like I said, mini golf, driving ranges, movie theaters, all of those types of things are services, okay? There's still things that you pay for and you don't walk home with them, so to speak, okay? They're not tangible, okay? Whereas a good is something that's tangible. Okay, so that's kind of the scope of marketing. Marketing is ideas, goods, and services. Okay, the next thing I want to talk to you about is what we call the 7 functions of marketing. So there are 7 core functions of marketing. And the way I want you to think of these is kind of as an umbrella, okay? So an umbrella is something that, and I actually have my umbrella right here. So an umbrella is something that you hold over your head. And the purpose of an umbrella is so that it keeps you dry, okay? Think about it this way. If one spoke of the umbrella caves in, what's going to happen? You're going to get a little bit wet. So the product isn't doing what it's supposed to do, okay? If 2 spokes of the umbrella cave in, you even get wetter. So it's failing. It's not working the way it should. The same thing holds true in a business, okay? If you don't do one of these core functions well, your business isn't going to be as successful as it could be. Okay, so what are the 7 core functions? Okay, they are channel management, marketing information management, market planning, pricing, service management, promotion, and selling. Okay, up here you will see the definitions for each one. I don't love these definitions. They're a little bit basic. So in the next lesson, what I'll do is I will go over in more detail each of the 7 functions of marketing. But let's just go over them really quickly. Channel management. Basically, channel management allows a company to decide how they're going to get their goods to their customers. So it's everything from kind of like the selling process almost. So how are they going to allow people to make a purchase? It could be over the internet. It could be in a store. Okay, items can be shipped. It's also the process of getting the products to where they're going to be sold. So if you have a manufacturing facility, how are you going to get the products that you're selling to the stores in which you're going to sell them? Okay, marketing information management is the gathering, the storing, and the analyzing of customer trends and competition. So what does this mean? What it means is that companies have to do research, okay? They're always gathering information through the research that they get. So they're going to research their customers as to whether or not they like the products that they're selling. They're going to research buying trends, like what are people doing right now differently than they did a year ago. So buying trends are very different right now because of the restrictions our government has put on us as to what we can do. So no more than a certain number of people can be in a store. No more, that you can't actually sit down in an indoor restaurant with more than a certain percentage of people. Okay, so all of these things have changed companies' thinking, And so therefore they have to gather more information so that they can make decisions, okay? So they're gathering, they're storing the information, but then they don't just sit on it. They analyze it, they look at it, and they try to make decisions based on what it told them, okay? And then the last thing is they always analyze their competition. And the reason why you do that is because if a competitor is doing something really well, then obviously they're going to be taking business away from you. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make changes within your company or organization so that you're doing it well as well. All right, so that's kind of in a nutshell description of what marketing information management is, okay? So now, once you have all of that information and you kind of have this insight as to what's going on and maybe what you need to do, you now need to plan it. Okay, so you need to target specific marketing strategies that are going to allow you to make those changes. Okay, so if you don't do that well, one spoke of the umbrella could cave in and people aren't going to be coming into your store. Pricing. Okay, so today we had a food truck actually in the parking lot here at Beverly High. And like I was telling you, companies have to price things right to make it worth the value of something. So I ordered a sandwich, which on the menu looked really great, but it was $12. So $12 is a high price for a sandwich, but it really looked amazing. I got it, and it was good. It wasn't exactly what I expected. So was the value there for me? Was that sandwich worth that $12 price? So companies have to realize that what they give you needs to be worth what they're charging you. Does that kind of make sense? I hope so. All right, so that's pricing. Product service management. So again, I don't love all of these descriptions, but basically what it says is it says maintains and improves product mix in response to market opportunities. So what does that mean? That means that if you think about all the products that are out there, so let's just think about like maybe Nike sneakers, okay? When you were young, you might have had a pair of Nikes. However, as you've gotten older, there have been so many new versions of Nikes that make people do better things, so to speak. They might add air support to their sneakers. They may have extra cushioning. They have things that are going to make you jump higher and run faster, okay? What they're doing is they're managing their product line to improve it and reach the target audience that they're trying to reach. They know people want change, but they want change that is going to be beneficial to them. So companies constantly have to change their product line. That's why you see new clothes styles each year. Okay, promotion. Promotion is kind of probably what you all thought marketing was, okay? Promotion is advertising, but promotion has other types or other ways in which they can inform current and potential customers about their products and services, okay? So promotion is advertising, like a TV commercial, like a newspaper ad, like a magazine ad, the pop-up ads that you'll see when you're on your computer, okay? Those are all different ways that you can advertise. There's others also, okay? But there's also what we call personal selling or sales promotions, or direct marketing. So all of these are different ways in which you can promote something to your target audience. So the definition is to inform current and potential customers about a business's products or services. So what are all the different ways that you've been informed about a product, okay? And then the last one is selling. So how are you going to allow your customers to receive the goods that they want? So again, it's allowing them to have different purchase options, okay? They can go into a store. They can purchase something on your website. They can put something on what we used to call layaway, meaning they kind of put it on hold and they can pay maybe in increments, okay? All of these different ways companies allow their customers to purchase something is going to be beneficial for that company. Okay, I'm going to end here. We will go back to this part of the PowerPoint at another time, but for now, I just wanted to leave you with that. So we have the 7 functions of marketing. You guys now know the difference between ideas, goods, and services, as well as kind of what is the definition of marketing. So again, it's the activities, sets of instructions, and the processes for kind of creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that add value to the customer. Okay, that's it. Bye.